Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Citi TV. Now, just as over the weekend, the rains threatened to mar the beauty of the This is Ghana exhibition. But yes, lovers of Ghanaian products and producers of made in Ghana products defied the rains, and we stayed through and made the event a success. However, the news is not the same in the Upper West region, where we understand some communities have been cut off after 12 hours of a downpour. These communities have been cut off from the West district capital, that's Wichao, and of course the regional capital itself, Wa. Residents are unable to access services from the capital, and of course businesses and commuters along some of these major roads are unable to ply these roads. Let's bring you a report on the situation as it happened after the downpour, and then we can have a conversation on it. This report is by Citi News' correspondent Latif Mahama.
The West district is the second largest district in the Upper West region. Agric is the mainstay of the people. The district, like most districts in the region, has over the years been grappling with bad roads. A week-long downpour has worsened the problem, as major roads linking communities to Wichao, the district capital, and the regional capital have been washed off. Roads such as Jambose Duka, Dorumo Dabo, Kunchelayiri Vienpeting, Dorumo Jambose, Buli Jinibob Ponyentanga, Chabari, as well as Kandeola Sevieri roads have all given up to the rains. The traveling public in the district, especially farmers, are worried as they are unable to access market centers. Pregnant women go through life-threatening risk to access health services.
The so pampana nye kuma mangpain ya manganya nyete loyan pake tibala tokomala gabe tin pampa ti lio Burkina Faso dimi timbe hali zini 4 days 5 days yaro mangate powo kuma nyada adozi ya kore so twora na tubete inga na tin manga gba doba si yoyen ya ka ko ka powo no kwe konga ya yele manga so chetin sore na man tin pa nga tibala ta ni za tim soro ni za anto power sonte au bamba ti so no kote ona katin pa ka pampana.
These women, who seem to be bearing the brunt of the situation, say they have to risk crossing this water to the Dabo market to sell their shannuts or to buy foodstuff to feed their children. Some of them have been waiting for over 6 hours for the water to cede before they can cross.
Pampana tete da gulu karaba gada ate welcome ana wamba timma izin so bi wontin netu akutibir ka be disima indi tin kono kura ka ya to irwala ka ya sonte ka di sor nga irwala ka mini ka tinyezie ame ka so bi mal anan lena te yana ikari bi mi yuoni mi kada nya sima akutibir ka indi ya yel nga sora kura.
The member of parliament for West, who visited some of the affected roads to ascertain the extent of damage, says he is devastated by the situation and called for immediate intervention from the government.
Words, apart from devastation, I will go for that. Right behind me is a huge town. And right from Dabo across the Black Water to Burkina Faso is not such a long distance. But this is what they go through every day. From Wa through Dormo to Dabo. This is where they carry pregnant women across every day. It's a terrible experience. But I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa.
So you've seen what's happening there in West. We can't talk enough about what happens to communities across the country when it rains. Yeah. But we also can't stop talking about it because, look, we need to do something. So we have Latif Mahama on the line, our correspondent up there who's been following what's happening. Latif, good morning.
Good morning, Apiako, and good morning to our viewers.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're experiencing there. How many communities, and do you have an estimate of how many people have been cut off from, the action in town as a result of yesterday's downpour?
Okay, thank you very much. I think that the situation in the Upper West region is not only limited to one district, and so it is very difficult to give a number of communities or persons that are cut off. This is because if you go to the West East district, there are communities that have been cut off. If you go to the Central East, towards between the Manduano Krubway stretch towards a community called Bichimboy, they are unable to link that district to Tumu and its environs. They are also cut off. If you go to Central West, the situation is not different. But the hard hit area, I must say, is the West district, where over 29 communities are cut off. Now, if you go to the West area, as contained in the report, from Jambusi, where you have the water unit 7, the one municipality, that stretch of the road has been cut off. So commuters who fly that route from Jambusi to Durumu to Wa, they can access Durumu or Wichau or Wa, the regional capital. Now, those who are also from Durumu and want to go to Wichau, the Wa West district capital, they are unable to do so because the road from Durumu to Wichau has been cut off at a portion called Ziri. So the Ziri stretch of that road is also washed off. If you go to Kandel to Wichau, that stretch is also cut off. And some other minor routes in the district, they are unable to access market centers or the district capital or even the Upper West regional capital to ply their trade. I must say that farmers and pregnant women are hard hit. This is because women in the hinterland have to access health services in where or communities that are having shipped compounds. Now, because of the rain, the roads have been cut off, and so they are unable to cross to access health services where they can do so. They could either do so. If you go to the double stretch of that area, I met a lot of women who were carrying their wares to market centers. Some were carrying shea nuts, shea butter, granules, and other farm produce. They wanted to go and sell, but because of the fact that the road was washed off, they were stranded, and they were actually complaining to the central government to come to their aid. I must say that the situation in Wa West is not just this year; it's been happening every year. We witness this, but then people will go there, assess the roads, and promise to work on them. But it appears that nothing is being done about the situation. And so to say that there's a particular number to pinpoint, it's a dire situation in the Upper West region because the roads are bad. The roads have been crying for the attention of successive governments, and that has not happened. So the situation is rather precarious, especially in the Wa West district. I must say that somewhere last 2 weeks, officials from the feeder routes, we were told, visited some of the affected areas. But then work is yet to begin. And so for now, as I speak, we experienced a heavy a downpour yesterday. For the past 4 days, it's been raining. So as we speak, the situation has not changed. The farmers are stranded. People are stranded in their various communities. Majority of the people who spoke to me even said that they feel like they are part of Burkina Faso instead of Ghana, because where they are, remember the Wa West district shares boundaries with Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso. So majority of those people are rather saying that they go to the neighboring countries to do fly their trade because they cannot access Ghana. It's a worrying situation because in this era of terrorism attack, one would have thought that roads in those areas, the border towns, like Wichau, the Wild West District, Sisala East, and Sisala West, these are areas that we have bad roads. And because of the fact that they are sharing boundaries to other neighboring countries, one would have thought that roads leading to those districts would have been worked on, because in the event of any eventuality, it will be difficult actually to access those areas. So the situation at Yekwa, I must say that it's rather a dire one.
Okay, Latif, we'll check in with you again, I mean, during the day and throughout the week to see. I don't know how long it usually takes for the waters to recede so that life can at least resume some normalcy, but we'll definitely check in to see what's happening, and of course, we'll keep the conversation going so that the relevant authorities can keep an eye on what's going on there. Thank you so much, Latif. Thank you.
Right, well, let's take you to the Ashanti region. We understand currently there's a demonstration ongoing. Some residents of Sokoban and Pabame are unhappy with delays in the rehabilitation of their roads. Let's go to the Ashanti region and speak to our Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani on what really is happening in that area. Good morning, Hafiz.
Good morning, Nana.
I trust you're well.
I'm well, Nana. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And I hope you are safe with all these ongoing demonstrations.
Exactly, I'm safe, Nana. Just that most commuters are unhappy and stranded and have been left stranded because they are not able to get to work on time or their various destinations on time. So people have to trek long distances to be able to get vehicles because the angry residents of Sokoban and Pabame have blocked the stretch, the main stretch here, protesting the delays in the reconstruction of the road. So let me give you a history of this road.
Right.
This road has been constructed, was awarded to Kofijo construction firm. He constructed the road from the Atinga Junction area to the Sokoban Woodblaze Junction. And there was an issue about compensation that residents whose houses are on the stretch or by the road had to be compensated so that the structures can be demolished to allow for the road construction. That has not been done. So the contractor went ahead to leave the stretch where the compensation issues were not cleared to construct the road from Ampabami to Trede Junction. Okay. So when you move from Atinga Junction to the Sokobai Woodblaze Junction, that road has been done. It has been constructed and expanded, and there is no traffic there usually at rush hours. But from the stretch, it's less than 3 kilometers from the place that has not been constructed to the other end. This place, according to residents, they experience heavy vehicular traffic whenever it rains or during the rush hours. So they are saying that issues about compensation, they have not received any penny in terms of compensation from the government. That is why they are not allowing the contractor to demolish their buildings to pave the way for the reconstruction of this road. But when you go to the other stretch, that is from the Trede Junction to Ampabami itself, the road has also been done. So that is a matter of concern for residents. So this morning, we learned they were going to address the press to put across their grievances to the government and authorities who are to fix this road. But we came here and realized they blocked the road. Commuters who are coming from Trede using the Sokoban and Pabami stretch to Kumasi and other communities have been left stranded. So this road also leads to the Sokoban Wood Village itself, and most of the vehicles that should have been going to Sokoban with Village, for people the woodworkers who work at the Sokoban with Village, are also left stranded. So most of the commuters are trekking to their various destinations. There's a heavy police deployment led by the Deputy Ashanti Regional Police Commander. He has tried to speak to the residents to remove the blockade on the road, but the residents will not budge. They say they will continue to protest until the government comes in and address this concern.
Well, Hafiz, which municipality or district is this? And really, has there been any engagement with the chief executive on, going forward, fixing that part of the stretch where the residents are having these concerns, and for which reason this morning they are demonstrating?
So this area falls under the Kumasi Metropolis, and when you move to the Ampabami area, you are entering the Achumakwaoma district. You are entering the Achumakwaoma district. So it shares boundary with the Achumakwaoma district, and portion of that road has not also been done. But when you move a bit entering the Achumakwaoma area, that stretch has also been constructed because there were no issues relating to compensation and all that. But this area, majority of the place that has not been constructed, where the residents are currently demonstrating, falls under the Kumasi Metropolis. But I have not seen any authority. The police commander, the deputy regional police commander, had to go and invite the chiefs of this community to come and speak to the leadership of the demonstrators so that they can allow the residents to remove the blockade, to allow for free flow of traffic. There was heavy vehicular traffic, but some of the drivers had to use alternative routes to get to their destinations. For those who did not have any option, they had to get down from the vehicles and trek to their destination.
Under Sampaine's jurisdiction. Hafiz.
Come again, Nana.
I'm asking, so this will be under Sampaine's jurisdiction?
Exactly, this is under Sampaine. It's under the Kumasi Metropolis. So
right.
The residents.
Hello, Hafiz.
The residents will not budge.
Right. Clearly, these demonstrators would have some leaders who are leading the pack or leading them to hit the streets in this manner. Have you seen any of them? And of course, with the leadership of the police there, the deputy commander for the Ashanti region there, have you seen them go into some engagement to, one, bring an end to the demonstration, and of course allow for a free flow of traffic in the area?
So first of all, it was the Central Regional or Central Police Commander, the Central Divisional Police Commander, who had come here after some police officers were deployed here. Then followed the Deputy Regional Police Commander, who came and then engaged with the assembly member of the area and other opinion leaders. They had tried to reach some consensus with them, but they were not even listening to him. So he had to go in and call the chief to intervene. So even when the chiefs came, though the residents paid attention to listen to them, but most of them are still standing here and the road is still blocked.
Hafiz, would it be possible to hear from some of the protesters and perhaps some of the commuters who have been stranded as a result of the situation?
Well, exactly, Afioko. Let me try and get some of them to speak to us because the place is very noisy. You can hear from the background the drumming and singing, holding placards with various inscriptions, calling on authorities or trying to draw the attention of the authorities to try and come to their aid to fix the road. Exactly, they are not happy, especially during the rainy season or during this season where we are having some rain. So the residents are saying that when it rains and coupled with the rush hour, they are not able, or commuters are not able to move freely to this place. So it looks as if currently the residents have understood. The police commander is still talking to them. They have removed some of the blockage on the particular stretch. The police vehicle is moving away from this place using that stretch. So the police commander, Deputy Regional Police Commander, is still engaging with the leadership of the demonstrators, trying to tell them to clear the people, but the people will not even listen. So that is the situation we are having here. So on this stretch we are, the place is so muddy because it rained last night. It's so muddy and people are not able to walk through. For those who are walking on the road, are just trying to use the edges of the road here to be able to get to their various destinations. I'm still trying to move away from the noise here and speak to the demonstrators who are also having a fanfare of enjoying the drumming from the brass band team here as they even join the demonstration here. So police is still making efforts to speak to the demonstrators, to get them to clear off the road, to bring the demonstration to an end. But the demonstrators will not just budge. They are also trying to tell the police commander this is the only resort to get the authorities to listen to them. I want to speak to some of the commuters here to find out from them if they why they are doing this demonstration.
Yes, please do.
Let's see compensation be a woman. It's Yama or Mamudan and Ben. Almost yes, airport. Almost yes, wound the airport. Almost yes, wound the airport. Also, Munchia, also Motia. Omutia. Obiano Jessica. What Jessica, the authorities will do much if you know Kukuro. Obian Jessica. Among what you came no more quiet, did you attempt some on Becano? And okay, I would take him Grana, who would see an inti, nay how. About me carry. Obian Cheska, or authorities will be a dime. Obian Cheska, Obian me by machine, Babu Dino. And I didn't come aboard. Was what she are. One price over between Panabuno. And you won't see I know. Gensina machine, ma. I had Obian Chiano. By a high. Was there while Kakamna now you swang her. Kafamwa, yeah, in Kyoto, so it's Obian Chia, and go obey. Obian changing Obian machine bear she want. Okay, so the issue about the compensation, the payment of compensation is dominating the discussion here. They are saying that if the compensation was paid to the affected buildings or owners of the affected buildings, they would have allowed for the construction or the reconstruction of this particular stretch. But since that has not been done, they don't know why they can allow the contractor in charge or the government to go away to demolish the building so that they will not have any.
Hello, Hafiz.
The police, because the police has tried to come to them and then speak to them in a manner that they've understood. So right now they have taken away the blockade. The police vehicle is moving to the other side, but the residents are still on the road. Vehicles are not able to use the stretch.
All right, thank you very much, Hafiz. We'll be coming to you subsequently for some more updates, and we trust that you will stay with these protesters till it eventually comes to an end, so we can update our viewers on the latest with respect to that demonstration by some residents of Sokoban and Pabame in the Ashanti region who are unhappy with the current state of their roads. They are protesting this morning to demand that rehabilitation works on that particular stretch sped up and completed to make it easier for commuting on the stretch. And of course, there seems to be a bone of contention with respect to some compensation that is to be given to owners of properties that will be affected should eventually the construction begin and end.